Hello there guys, and welcome to another Forza Horizon 5 video on my channel. We are currently in the spring hot season of Series 32 Horizon Race Off, and that is the last week of the series. But nevertheless, I am back with another full festival playlist walkthrough for you all, and hopefully I'll be able to guide you to success with the usual seasonal advice containing all you need to know before completing this week's challenges, and there are a lot of them specifically in the shape of seasonal championships. So obviously I haven't been here for a couple of weeks with a full festival playlist guide. Last week there wasn't a video at all, and the week before it was just a short tunes video, so you haven't seen a proper full guide since the start of the month when we did one for the summer wet season for the McLaren Artura. But I hope that you've still been able to complete the challenges for autumn and winter, and now I am back for a guide for spring. To help you this week as well. So I did release some tunes for autumn and winter, obviously the tune video from autumn specifically, but there will be some tunes available for winter as well. So if you did choose to use them, then thank you for that. I noticed I have had a few tune downloads, so if it's any of you, I do appreciate it. But in this video there will, as always, be all of my tips and tricks for each and every individual event. We'll be working through the whole of the festival playlist in chronological order. That's section by section, starting from the left over here in the Forzathon section and working all the way through right to the end with the expansion events. So we'll cover every single event, and there'll also be tunes thrown in there as well. Other advice, we'll have some gameplay for the PR Stunt. I say PR Stunt because there's only one of them this week, as there has been for the whole month, amongst other things for the video as well. Before we jump into it, obviously I've just said we're going to be doing it in chronological order, but if you do need any other advice as well, I'm available on Xbox or Discord throughout the week. Obviously the YouTube comments as well, if you choose to use the YouTube comments. You can also contact me on Xbox via my gamertag Shylo 2017 in the top left there, and then on Discord it is the same Shylo 2017 but with a lowercase s. That is my username over on Discord. And if you do like my content, I'd very much appreciate it if you could like the video, hit the subscribe button, turn your notifications on so that you don't miss any future content. Obviously we did do a live stream a couple of weeks ago over on Twitch, which was also streamed onto YouTube for those of you to head over to Twitch to watch the gameplay. I am still yet to do a video explaining how that works, why it is, etc. And I might try and do that this weekend. But obviously, if you want to see any future content, you can also check out the community post as well, because that gives hints as to what content will be coming. There's some polls and that thrown in there as well for you guys to get involved with. But I've just dropped my controller. But we will now begin, and we'll take a look at the rewards, and then we'll get cracking with the festival playlist. Starting off with this week's seasonal rewards, we have our 20 points and 40 points rewards, which are achieved out of a total of 73 points for the whole season. And these rewards are typically new exclusives with the current update, or other hard to find exclusives reappearing from previous updates. They're highly sought after by the community, and that can be said for the series rewards as well, which we'll look at in just a second. So this week's 20 points reward is the last exclusive brand new car of the month, and that is the Jaguar F-Type SVR. Of course, we've got the 2015 Jaguar F-Type already in the game, but this is a brand new one. I'm not quite sure what year it is. I think it's probably 2021, 22 kind of time, and it is the SVR version. Beautiful colour. So excited to check that one out. And like I said, that is brand new with the update. And then for 40 points, we have the number 42 Extreme E. I'm not going to lie, all the Extremes are actually the same, just with different paint jobs, but they are technically different cars in the game, representing the different racing teams that they belong to, and that's one of them, because only one of them is in the auto show and the rest of them are all exclusive. Some of them have been back since they were first added in the Extreme E update, but this one's back now for the spring season. Moving then over to the series rewards, we've got our 80 points rewards in the form of the number 2 Audi S1, so that's kind of the Audi Quattro taken to another level, if you get what I mean. A hard to find legendary car, and then for 160 points, a car that I have actually driven in real life, and that is the Lamborghini Gallardo Spider, the convertible version there of the Gallardo, and that is your 160 point reward. It is still an exclusive as far as I'm aware. I don't think it's been added to the auto show, however it might have been, because they have added quite a lot of the previously Festival Playlist exclusive cars to the auto show for people to buy with credits or the auto show vouchers. And also to mention, we have now finally achieved both of the other additional rewards as part of the Horizon Race Off competition, kind of whatever you want to call it. So we've unlocked the 2024 Ford Mustang, which I am currently in the game, and the Ford Raptor R as well. They've both been unlocked, so if you head over to your message centre in the gifts tab, if you haven't already downloaded them, they will be there, and make sure you don't delete them, because that will mean you'll have to find one in the auction, and that's probably easier said than done. But that is yours now if you want to claim it. Well, that wraps up our introduction, and that means we can now move swiftly on to the events of the festival playlist for the spring season. And I do realise that, as always, I have spent far too long on the introduction, the rewards, and all of my gibberish that I fit into the first few minutes of the video. It's been 6 minutes, which is far too long, so hopefully we'll be able to get through this as quickly as possible. But of course, we will be making sure that it will be detailed as well, so we'll try not to miss anything out along the way. So first off, we have the Forzathon section, and that will begin our section by section work through the playlist. And this week's Forzathon section, as it always does, contains 1 Forzathon weekly challenge, 7 Forzathon daily challenges releasing across the week, and a Horizon Forzathon shop for you to spend your well-earned points. Okay then, so to start, we have the weekly Forzathon challenge, and that this week it is called Going Further. Now, as per all of the other Forzathon challenges this month, there is a choice of car, and we'll get to that in a second, but it is important to note that you will need to use one of these cars for all the challenges. Now, I do believe that you can interchange them, so you can maybe pick the Fiesta for the first one, the Viper for the other chapters. I believe you can do that, but if you can't, then of course let me know, and then other people that are watching the video will be able to see in the comments that it does not in fact work, but I'm hoping that it does. Anyway, completing this will get you some 5 seasonal points. It'll also get you some Forzathon points, so that'll be 80 points as standard, and that'll double to 160 if you own a La Casa Solariga player house, which comes free with a VIP pass, and it owns you. It owns you. No, it doesn't. You own it. And owning it grants you double Forzathon points in every Forzathon related event, including Horizon Arcade, where, of course, Forzathon points are your reward for completing each round. So moving to the chapters. Chapter 1 is Snake in the Dirt, and that is basically where you need to get in your car. And as I mentioned, there is a choice of car for this one, and that is the 2017 Ford M Sport Fiesta RS, or the 2013 Dodge Viper, so it's completely up to you which you use. Like I said, if you are able to interchange them, you can maybe, pick one for the first chapter, do a couple of chapters in that, and then change to the other one. It's completely up to you, but you need to own and drive either of these cars for the first chapter. If you want a tune, I've created one for each of them, and I will pop these share codes and the tune graphic from the tune menu up on screen for you while I'm talking through this, so that you can see that the tunes are shared under my gamertag, and all the tunes throughout the video, unless I state otherwise, will be my tunes, so you can find them by searching up my gamertag. I won't show the share codes for all of them because that will take far too long. However, I will do for the Forzathon just to make your life a bit easier. So once you're in your M Sport Fiesta or your Viper, you can move on to Chapter 2, aiming for first. You need to win any sprint, trail, cross-country or street race in either of those cars. Now, you've got another bit of a choice here. So a sprint race is the road version, so like a road sprint rather than a road circuit. Now, we've got a dirt trail. A cross-country, I'm assuming, can be like a sprint race or a circuit race for that one. So any cross-country race, and then any street race, and street races don't come in the form of circuits, so that can be any street race. So obviously the Fiesta is probably going to be the better option for the dirt or the cross-country, whilst the Viper will be your option for the road or the streets. Completely up to you how you do it, but you need to make sure that you win. You can use EventLabs if you want. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. But if you create a blueprint, you can also lower the difficulty, make sure there are AI in the race to make sure that it's kind of a legitimate race. But if you do choose to do it that way, you can lower the difficulty all the way down to 2 risks to make your life easier for this challenge. So once you've won any of those races, you can move on to Chapter 3, Practical Comfort, and that wants you to paint the body of either car. So I think that you can, if you download like a whole paint job, obviously that will include the painting of the body usually, and I think that counts. So I think you can do like more than painting the body, but you need to make sure that you paint the main body of the car. You can do that yourself. You can always remove the livery afterwards. Very, very quick. Just pick a random colour that isn't the stock colour, and that should complete the challenge. And then finally, no time to wait. Chapter 4 wants you to earn 5 awesome What am I on about? I can't speak. 5 awesome speed skills in either of those cars. So an awesome speed skill, I believe, is when you get to 175 miles an hour, because an ultimate speed skill is 200 miles an hour. So you need to reach 175 miles an hour in either of those cars. I would say the Dodge Viper's the more capable of the two for that one. However, I believe that my tune on the Fiesta also does more than that. So it's completely up to you which one you take. The fastest way is to head over to the highway, or you could even go down the chute of the volcano if you want to, because that will give you some speed as well, especially in the Fiesta, to get some speed up. Completely up to you how you do it. But hit 175 mile an hour 5 times. Obviously making sure that it is 5 times that you do that. If you get an ultimate speed skill, that's absolutely fine, because that's higher, so that will count as well. But you just need to get a minimum of the awesome speed skill. And once you've done that, you'll have completed the Forzathon Weekly Challenge going further. Next up in the primary section of the playlist, the Forzathon section, is the daily challenges. So there's 7 of these for the week, releasing 1 per day for the entire 7 days. And they also each last for 7 days. So 6 of them, with the exception of the first one, will be active until next season, which is of course summer of Series 33, but you'll be able to use the View Series History button at the bottom there to go back to the thing to see what the daily challenges are if you want to complete them within that 7-day period for each of them. So that means that you don't necessarily have to rush to complete them all, and if you're like me, you might want to wait till a couple of them are unlocked and then do them to get a couple of extra points for your season rewards. So I'm not going to spend too much time on these. They're usually fairly self-explanatory. For example, the first one wants you to get 6 drift or e-drift skills at the Horizon Street Scene outpost. You all basically only need to know where the Horizon Street Scene outpost is. Get in a drift car, maybe one that's already purpose-built, like a Formula drift car, and get 6 drift or e-drift skills. Very, very simple. And like I said, there's 7 of those, but if you do need any help with them throughout the week, do not hesitate to contact me. YouTube, comments, Xbox or Discord, and I'll be more than happy to help you out with the daily challenges. Finally then, for our first section, we have the Forzathon shop, which as always contains some cars and other goodies for us to have a look at. So we'll head into there now. So as always, there are 2 cars. When it eventually loads, you'll be able to see them. There's also some clothes, some horns, as usual, wheel spin and super wheel spin as well. If you want to purchase one of those, you can do, although they are fairly easy to obtain anyway, so I wouldn't exactly recommend that. And if it loads sometime today, we will be able to have a look at that. For some reason it always does this to me. So the first car for 775 Forzathon points is the Ferrari FXXK from 2014. And then we have the Hoonigan Escort RS 1800 for 200 Forzathon points. Neither of those cars are particularly special, however it's a good opportunity for you to get them via the Forzathon shop if perhaps you're a bit low on credits, or you've just got loads of points to spend like I have, in my case nearly 24,000, because I hardly ever spend anything. And then of course we've got the t-shirt, the boots and the emote if you want to waste any points on those, and they are all 75 points each. Following on from the first section, that being Forzathon events of course that we've just covered, we now have the second section in our 5-section work through of the playlist, and that is the season events section. This week we've got the trial, we've got 1 EventLab, 1 seasonal PR Stunt, 4 seasonal championships, and the Horizon Tour over here for 8 points for whatever reason. Obviously, we'll be working through this in chronological order. As I mentioned at the start of the video, we'll have the gameplay for the PR Stunt as well. But for the other ones, what we're going to do is we're going to talk through the restriction, what you need to do first, any other information. But then when the bit that I usually do where I go to my garage and show you what cars I've got for each event, the way I'm going to do that, I'm going to do it via screenshots. So instead of me flicking through wasting time talking. I'm going to limit that by showing you some screenshots. I'll just do a quick voiceover of anything you need to know regarding them cars. And like I said earlier, if I don't mention otherwise, they will be my tunes. And any other tunes that I do feature from others, well, I'll try and remember to put the gamer tag in the description as well for you. Jumping straight into this section, we have the trial, which is called Perfect Fit. This will get you a huge 10 points towards the playlist and also get you the aerial atom as an additional reward. Now, the restriction for this one is A-Class Land Rover and is based on cross-country racing as far as I'm aware. Now, just a little bit of background info regarding the trial. If you don't know, it's basically a co-op team system. You're part of a team of up to 6 players. That can be a convoy or it can be randoms. However, if it is a convoy, it can only be a maximum of 6 people rather than the usual convoy maximum of 12. And then you basically have to have the aim of trying to defeat the opposing team, which is 6 driver tars. They're set to unbeatable difficulty, and you obviously have to rack up points, and you do that by overtaking the driver tars vehicles, getting 100 points for every overtake and 50 bonus points for being first for whoever is in first from either team. But the driver tires also get points for overtaking you, so you've got to work as a team to try and beat them in a best of 3 set of races. So obviously you're not racing against your teammates, so don't ram them. Work as a team, slow the AI down, do whatever you need to do to help your team win in that one. And of course, bringing a tuned car definitely helps, and that's why I'm going to show you what A-Class Land Rovers I have got now. So I will roll the screenshots and a little voiceover. Okay then, so for this trial I have got the 73 Range Rover and the 2020 Defender 110X. Both are my tunes and hopefully both are capable on this cross-country races. Next up on the agenda is our one sole community contribution EventLab, and that comes from the Filthy Honey, and it is called Figure 8 Tunnel, which is a figure 8 circuit set within a series of tunnels. And the creator recommends S1 class. So let's have a look at what the developers have done. Oh wow, they've actually done S1 class, that's a first. So the restriction is S1 class track toys, not to be confused with extreme track toys, and the reward is 3 points and a 2016 Cadillac CTS-V if you wanted that. Of course, they've got the new CT4V and CT5V black wings now, but if you want the crap version, shall we say, that is your reward for this EventLab. So once again, I'll roll the screenshots with the S1 track toys. So for this one, we've got the Vantage GT12, we've got Dobre's tune and design on the Viper ACR, the Supervan 3 Ford there from 1994, the 2016 Mustang, very old tune but still going strong. We've got the Lotus 311, kind of a purist rear-wheel drive tune. Similarly can be said for the McLaren 620R, a Car Pass exclusive, and a Festival Playlist exclusive in the 765 LT. Then we've finally got the Porsche 911 GT3 from 21. Following on from that community EventLab, we now have one seasonal PR stunt to take a look at. Obviously we've got the gameplay. If I fail, I will show the fail, so you'll get to see that, don't worry, but hopefully we won't fail and hopefully we'll be able to do it first time. I think I've had fairly good reputation recently for completing the PR stunt, so we'll see how it goes with this one. The speed trap in question this week is Mountainside. It's an off-road one, and as per the name, it is on the mountain, but it's on the dirt side of the mountain on one of the roads. It'll get you 2 points and a super wheel spin, and a restriction is S2 class anything goes. The developers seem to have gone back to S2 anything goes for the whole month. Not really too sure why they've done that, but it at least keeps things simple in terms of my recommendations. So that's what the restriction is. I'll now roll the screenshots and my commentary to see what cars I've got in S2. Bear in mind it's off-road, there's only going to be a limited choice that's going to work for that. And then I will also roll the clip of me completing it, which I'll go ahead and do now and play that for you, so you can see what kind of approach you need to be taking for this speed trap. Okay then, so for this off-road based one, we've got the RS6. You can use the stock RS200. You've also got my tuned RS200 there if you want a bit more power. And then finally, I thought perhaps the Mercedes AMG one would work as well. We now move very swiftly onto the seasonal championships following that one seasonal PR stunt there. And there are 4 seasonal championships this week covering the 4 main racing divisions or categories in the game, with the exception of drag racing. And that has been the case in all of the weeks of the month for the race-off series to help balance out the teams. Before, of course, we got the rewards that I talked about at the start of the video in the rewards section. So these championships can be completed either in solo or co-op. It's completely up to you. They can also be completed in PvP, but I would avoid that because that means that only one of you will get the reward, and you want to do it co-op if you are playing with somebody else, so that you both get the reward. If you do choose to do it co-op, it'll work the same way as the trial, and if you choose to do it solo, you'll notice that when you start the championship, it'll pinpoint where each of the 3 races are in the championship, and they will be kind of white on red rather than red on white rather than white on red, as you can see with the icons. So you can see which ones are in your current championship, and you need to drive or fast travel to each of those races after the previous one has finished until you've completed all 3 of them, and you just got to get more points than all of the other AI across the whole of the championship. And that's how it works. So this week's first seasonal championship is called City Break. This one's based on road racing. It'll get you 5 points towards the playlist and a Jaguar I-Pace when you've completed it. And the restriction is S1 class modern supercars. So heading back to my garage, I will do a little commentary on what suggestions I have got for this one. Okay then, so quite a few cars for this one as well. We've got the 458 Italia. We've also got the Ferrari J50 car pass, the 2017 Ford GT all-wheel drive grip build. We've got the standard Huracan. We've also got the car pass exclusive Huracan Evo. Then we've got the GTR Black Edition from 2012, not to be confused with the R35 from 2017, and finally the Noble M600 there. The next championship of the spring season comes in the form of street racing, and it is called Out of the Barn. This one will get you another 5 points, and this time also a Nissan Titan pickup truck. And the restriction for this one is B-class barn finds. Now, obviously barn finds isn't a filter that you can apply in your garage. However, you can find out what cars are barn finds in 2 ways. One, you could create a blueprint on any race in the map and filter it to barn finds and then see what options it gives you, what cars are eligible. Or the easiest option is to go to a festival or a player house, and in the far left tab, I believe, if you go over and you'll see one of the icons is barn finds, and you can go in there. If you are new to the game, you've still got restorations going on when you barn finds, you can check your progress, or if you've unlocked them all, you can see which cars are barn finds in there, and then you can pick which ones you want to tune or see which ones you've already got tuned, and obviously making sure that it is in B class. So these are the cars that I've got for B class barn finds. Unfortunately, just the one B-class barn find, and that is the 1967 Ford Racing Escort Mark I. Thirdly, for the championship agenda of the spring season is Mini Machines, which is a dirt racing championship, earning you 5 points and a Chevy Impala once you've completed it. And the restriction for this one is B-class Mini, so hopefully that one's nice and simple. Let's go and see what minis I've got available. The minis for this one come in the form of the 2012 JCW GP and the newly tuned Countryman in B class, so I think I've got a tune in most classes for that car now. Okay then, and to wrap up the championships of the final series of Horizon Race Off, we have a cross-country based championship, Bugging Out, which will get you another 5 points, so that's 20 points for the whole of the championships, and this one will also get you the 2014 Ford Ute. And this one is B-Class Unlimited Buggies, so 3 B-Class championships this week, slightly odd, but B-Class Unlimited Buggies, not my favourite category, but nevertheless, let's see what cars I've got to suggest for this one. Just the 2 cars again, and they are the 2015 Class 10 Illumicraft and the Illumicraft from 2021, the Class 1 buggy, and that one is not tuned by me, that is just the Forza tune. To round off the season events section, we have ourselves a Horizon Tour to complete, and bizarrely again, this will get you 8 points for basically just doing nothing. Well, it isn't nothing, it's 20 minutes of your time doing very easy races, but nevertheless, the Horizon Tour Co-op Championships is rather simple. You actually don't even need to win anything. Instead, all you'll need to do is firstly to enter a Horizon 2 event, and I believe that by clicking on the icon in the festival playlist that I'm currently hovering over, it should automatically search for a lobby. However, alternatively, you can head over to the location on the main map, the world map, where tour is marked out, and that is on the north boundary of the main Horizon Festival Mexico. You can also filter to multiplayer events to help find that one, to narrow things down on your map. Either way, it will give you a random combination of terrain and car restrictions, so you don't really need to have anything prepared until it tells you what you need. Then you must pick a car, complete all the races, and there's also 2 races in between which are similar to what Free Roam Rush was when, in Horizon 4, kind of eliminator style races. They're not actually races, they're actually just driving to the next race. But if you complete a set of races, you will get the 8 points, and that is all you need to do. That wraps up our second section, season events, which means we can now progress over to the third section, which is the challenges section. And in fact, there is only one challenge in the challenges section this week, that being the photo challenge. So we will crack on with that now. Okay, so this week's photo challenge is called #BuriedCity, and to complete it you'll need to photograph any Rods and Customs car at San Juan. And doing this will get you 2 points towards the playlist and a clothing reward in the form of a Horizon Raptors t-shirt, or tee. So a Rods and Custom is a filter in your garage. You can click Y and select Rods and Customs to see what cars are available. Just pick any of them. It's not scientific. You don't need to kind of pick one that's suitable for a race or anything like that. Then you'll need to head over to San Juan, and I'm just going to include a quick screenshot here of where you can find that on the map. It's very, very central. There's kind of lava rocks all over, and as you can see, some lava rocks by the lava church there. You just need to go somewhere near there, park up your car, open up photo mode, and just take a photo with, part of San Juan and your Rods and Customs car. Doesn't need to be anything special, however you can choose to do so if you want to. And that is the photo challenge, #BuriedCity. We will now take a look at the penultimate section of the festival playlist, that being the monthly events, or Series 32's monthly rivals events. And there are 2 of them this week. One on the River Scramble, this month. One on the River Scramble and one on the Vista Del Mar Sprint. And I'll just tell you a bit about how they work in terms of the points system. So of course they last for the whole month. They can be completed in any of the weeks of the month, and you'll only have to complete them once, so it's completely up to you when you choose to do them. Of course, I've already done them. This is your last week to do them if you haven't done them already, but it may well be the case, and probably is, that you've done them already in one of the other 3 weeks. But if you haven't, we'll go over them. So you'll get 4 points for completing each event. You can't see that there because I've completed them, but believe me, that is it. I'm not going to lie. That's the monthly total though, and that will therefore be added onto your series points count over on the far left. And then that will be split into 4 to cover the 4 seasons, so you'll actually get 1 point added onto each week's seasonal points total. But with there being 2 of them this month, that means that once you've done them both, you'll get 8 points added onto the series, and 2 points added to each week's seasonal totals. Hopefully that one makes sense. So of course we have got 2 monthly rivals challenges this month, and the objective is the same for both of them. However, you do of course have to complete each one separately, and hence completing one won't automatically do the trick for them all. That objective is simply to post a clean lap to complete, and it sounds simple, and hopefully it will be, as long as you make sure that you don't do one of 3 things, and they are hitting walls or any other non-destructible objects, using rewind, missing checkpoints, or getting your car reset in some way. Any of those will flag your lap, leaving an exclamation mark next to your time, which means it will not count as it is a dirty lap. So simply avoid those 3 things, drive around at a controllable pace, and hopefully you'll be able to post a clean lap. And once you've done so, you're able to quit out of the event, and hopefully it'll mark it gold in a festival playlist, as you can see with mine here. You also don't need to beat your rival, so it doesn't matter who you're up against as long as you post a clean lap. And like I said, once you've done that, you'll hopefully have the points. Latterly, in terms of sections for the festival playlist, we have got the expansion events, namely for the Rally Adventure events and the Hot Wheels events. And needless to say, you need to own both of these expansions to access their respective events. You must also reach a certain point in their career modes to be able to access these exclusive festival playlist events. So you basically had to play through some of the initial gameplay before you were able to tackle the weekly events. If you don't wish to, if you don't own these expansions and wish to give them a go, you can purchase them as part of the premium add-ons bundle, I believe. There's also the expansions bundle, or the rally adventure, I think, can be purchased on its own, but the Hot Wheels one can't. I'm not really sure what's going on there, but I believe that is the case. So to quickly run through their events, we've got a seasonal PR Stunt and a seasonal championship on each expansion. So we'll just quickly do it in the way that we have done for the other ones, but I won't be showing the gameplay for the PR Stunts this time. So on the Rally Adventure expansion, we have firstly got the Reservoir View Speed Zone, which will get you 2 points and a super wheel spin. And once again, as per the one on the main map, that is S2 class anything goes. The restriction is also S2 anything goes for the Canyon Jump Danger Sign, which will also get you 2 points and a super wheel spin. So I'll just quickly run through them cars now before we move on to the seasonal championships. And those cars include the 2019 Bugatti Divo. We've got the Hoonigan again, reappearing from before, as will probably be the theme with a couple of them. We've also got the McLaren Senna from 2018, more of a road build but still capable. The AMG 1 again in highway mode will be at work, as will the Porsche 918 Spider from 2014. I've also included 2019 Porsche 911 Carrera. Then we've got two versions of the Rimac, one with drag tyres here, then the other one's more of a race build but still very capable as well. And then for these championships of the expansions, we have Hooning Around, which is a dirt racing one based on the Rally Adventure expansion, getting you 5 points and a 2016 Mazda MX-5. The restriction for that championship is S1 Hoonigan, so we'll look at my Hoonigans in a second. And on the Hot Wheels expansion, we've got On Brand, which is on speed events, I believe. That is 5 points and an AMC Gremlin, and that restriction is A-Class Hot Wheels, which is very appropriate. So for the final time, I'll head over to my screenshots from my garage, covering S1 Hoonigan and A-Class Hot Wheels. Representing Hoonigan, we have the Escort RS 1800 seen in the Forzathon shop, but you've got the F-150 Hoonie truck, the Gymkhana 10 Escort Cosworth from 91, and then for Hot Wheels, I've got the 2000 Diora 2, which is the Forza Tube. Concluding them expansion events means we've also concluded this week's festival playlist and also the end of this full guide. So thank you very much for watching, guys. Your support truly means the world. It is a motivating factor in me putting hours into these videos every week. They do take a lot of making, but I do it to help you guys out with my tunes, tips and tricks, and all of the other things that you find in these videos. You can also use the chapters in the description. I probably should have mentioned that at the start, to be honest, but if you've somehow skipped to the end, or you've seen the chapters in the description, they can be used to skip the sections and the individual events if you're looking for something specific from today's video. And a massive thanks to Dobre, as usual, for doing them. He usually sends me them within 24 hours of me uploading the video. It's a massive help, because obviously I don't really have much time to watch back through the whole of the video once I've spent hours putting it together. So if you enjoyed this video and you'd like to see more of these videos every week, plus other content and live streams, do not hesitate to click the like and subscribe buttons and turn your notifications on for alerts when I next upload or go live. Like I said, in terms of live streams, I'll try my best to get that video out on what's going to be happening with live streams and the reasoning behind that decision. I'll try and get that out as soon as possible. I am busy at the moment, but we'll see when I do get that out. You can also check the community section for posts with important information and the occasional polls and quizzes if you want to keep up to date with the channel in another way. But once again, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next week, hopefully, with another full festival playlist walkthrough, and that will be taking a look at the summer season of Series 33 Apex All-Stars, where we've got new cars, new collectibles, new EventLab props, and new events, and that comes on the 25th of April. So I will see you then. Bye.